Now let's move on. Mistake number 5 that a lot of non-native speakers make when they prepare for their presentations in the English language. What they do, well, they want to do well during the presentation. They want to do their best and they learn every word of their presentation by heart. So learn every word off the talk. Learn it by heart. I'm gonna write it this way. Well, actually, do not learn it by heart. You see, the danger of learning every word of your talk is that in case you forget one word, everything you can think of is what's the next word. You forgot the next word. You will be thinking about it only, while you need to be thinking about the people listening to your talk. You need to keep in mind the structure of your presentation, the bigger picture of your presentation, and the people. Why are you here? What did you even want to say? I never do that myself unless I need to time myself and unless I know that I only have 5 minutes on stage and then I'll just have to go. And they will not allow me to say another word. Let's say if it's a competition, if it's a pitching competition, and every participant is very limited in time, then I will probably write down every word of my presentation. At least that's what I did when I took part in pitching competitions, because I wanted to make sure that I am on time. In my head and in my world, I might be thinking that I've said nothing, it's been just 3 minutes. But I would be surprised every time, again and again, because I would get to realize that it wasn't 3 minutes, it was 15. So I had to learn to feel the time and I had to learn to understand how long it takes me to explain my ideas. But if we talk about business, if we talk about sales presentations, if we talk about presentations where you need to get somebody's approval of your idea, or where you need to explain what you think to the team, or when you need to explain the new structure to the client, maybe the new fee structure to the client, or the new corporate structure to your team. It can be whatever. Or maybe you need to present the best practices of your company or your marketing efforts at a conference. Why not? Whatever you have to present, I do not recommend that you learn every word of your presentation because, first of all, you will feel uneasy and you will feel bad. In case you forget one word, you will feel that you're stuck. And you will need somebody to do something to get you unstuck, or at least it's going to take some time that you probably do not want to lose in your presentation. And then if something like this damages your inner state and you don't have enough experience getting out of this or balancing, managing your inner state, then you might just lose time during your presentation and that will not be very helpful. What I like to do usually is I like writing down the beginning and the ending of my talk, because I don't want to be in this position right at the beginning of my speech where I don't know what to say and I'm not sure how I want to begin. This is why I think of a good start of my presentation, and I also think of how I want to finish it. I want to finish strong, and I want to give people something to think about or something to remember after I'm done talking. So these moments I write down on paper with my pen. Usually it's 2 or 3 sentences only, and this is what I learned by heart. I learned the 2 opening and the 2 closing sentences of my presentation by heart, so that when it's time to begin, I feel very confident because I know exactly what I want to say. And I've practiced saying it out loud enough times so that it feels good to say it and I feel confident saying it. And then what I like to do with the body of my presentation, I like to bullet point my presentation so that I can visualize the structure of my talk. And it is very, very important that your bullet points are sentences, not words, not phrases, not sentence fragments. They are real sentences. Maybe I should have added this actually to my list because it's not in there, but we always practice that. We always practice structuring presentations when we practice public speaking together during the course. When I bullet point my ideas, so what do I mean when I say there are sentences? A lot of people, when they make a list of ideas, their bullet points sound like this: summer dress, Blue Lagoon, $500, it is not helping you to deliver a beautiful presentation in the English language. Yes, this will help you remember what it is that you wanted to say. But most non-native speakers need a different kind of help when they deliver their ideas in the English language. They don't need help with remembering what they wanted to say. They need help with saying it in beautiful, correct English. Because they're most concerned about that. They're concerned that they will mess up with their verbs, that they will forget the right tense, that they will use the wrong preposition, that they will not make themselves clear, that their pronunciation is not good enough, or their accent is too heavy, or that they translated the slides wrong, or they will just not be able to explain the value of their ideas to their native speaking clients. This is what they worry about. But when they structure their talk, when they do the bullet points, they're not helping themselves to solve those problems. They do what they usually do when they prepare presentations in their first language, and they have done this in their first language so many times. They believe they know how to do it, and they do it just the same way. And my point is exactly that. You need to do things differently here because you're doing a different thing. It's a different type of experience. So when you do write down your bullet points, make sure that every bullet point is helping you to do that presentation better. So make sure that when you do write your bullet points, they sound like sentences, not like phrases or sentence fragments. Now let me give you an example. If your bullet point sounds like this, $500 or $5,000, you might get an idea of what you need to say next, but it doesn't really help you say it. You don't know how to say it, or you will not remember how to say it in correct English if you look at a bullet point like this one. But what if a bullet point sounds like this? We have changed the value of the product by $5,000, or we have increased the value of the product by $5,000, or we have brought in $5,000 of additional value. Look at this bullet point, take it, and use it. So that's the point. If I want to help myself deliver a better presentation in the English language, I will learn the beginning, I will learn the end of my talk, and I will craft bullet points that I can actually say and use in my presentation. It's not something that I will use to just remember roughly what I wanted to say, but I will actually take the sentence, I will use it, and it will help me not only remember what I wanted to say next, but it will help me start this idea. So think about your presentation as a text. If this is a text, you will see, if you visualize it, that it will probably be broken down into paragraphs. Your talk is a set of paragraphs. So your bullet point sentence is the opening sentence of every new paragraph. Think about it this way. Usually, an opening sentence of a new paragraph is supposed to explain what the paragraph is about, so that when you say it, it's clear not only to you what this paragraph is about, but to everyone who is listening. And then it's so much easier to continue talking about this paragraph or about what's in this paragraph, because you've already said the most important thing. So this is the kind of work that you want to be doing when you structure your presentations in the second language, because it's tough to come up with such ideas on the spot. And you want such ideas to be concise, to the point. You don't want any unnecessary words there. You don't want them to be wordy, right? You want them to be very clear. And it takes time and preparation to come up with ideas like this. So use your time to write them down before you actually stand there to present your ideas in front of people.